The New Zealand business community is rich with innovative and insightful leaders. Some of them can truly be called visionaries. So let's hear from Stephen Leavy, partner of Hobson Leavy, about this year's winner of the Hobson Leavy Visionary Leader Award.
It's my pleasure to announce the winner of the Hobson Leavy Visionary Leader Award is Peter Beck of Rocket Lab. Congratulations, Peter.
Peter Beck had an early fascination for rocket propulsion. He turned that passion into business, founding Rocket Lab in 2006 and taking New Zealand into the world of space. The founder, CEO and chief engineer of NASDAQ-listed Rocket Lab has become a global leader who is redefining the space industry with ambitions that now stretch as far as Mars and Venus, making him a worthy recipient of the Deloitte Top 200 Visionary Leader Award. With a bold vision to make space available for everyone, Peter and his team at Rocket Lab have delivered more than 100 satellites to orbit across 23 missions for commercial and government partners. Peter is a hands-on engineer who continues to push boundaries with Rocket Lab's pioneering manufacturing techniques and innovative mindset.
It was a proud Kiwi moment when Rocket Lab listed on the NASDAQ last August, furthering Peter Beck's ambition for Rocket Lab to become a leading player in the exciting aerospace industry. Rocket Lab's market capitalisation climbed to $7.33 billion as it raised $1.14 billion to fund the next phase of Beck's bold space journey. Acquisitions followed, particularly Seoul Aero, which has supported more than 1,000 missions, including supplying power to NASA's solar probe and Mars lander. And all of this, amazingly, originating from a young man from New Zealand who had a vision of what could be. Beck's curiosity about rockets was apparent early. Engineering ran in the family. Instead of university, Beck started a tool-making apprenticeship at Fisher & Paykel in Mosgiel. He later moved to Auckland to work for industrial research on precision engineering projects before founding Rocket Lab in 2006 to be an aerospace manufacturer and satellite launch service provider. Initial funding came from the likes of internet entrepreneur Mark Rocket, Sir Stephen Tyndall, US venture capitalists, and Lockheed Martin. By November 2009, Rocket Lab had launched its A-Tier 1 suborbital rocket into space from Great Mercury Island. The next year, it secured a US government grant to study a low-cost space launcher to place satellites into orbit. And in 2016, Rocket Lab opened its private launch site on the Mahia Peninsula, with the first commercial flight of the Electron rocket taking place 2 years later. By the end of 2021, 109 satellites had been deployed from 22 liftoffs. Beck demonstrated his innovative streak by disrupting the industry, using 3D printing to manufacture rocket engines, cutting production times from months to under 24 hours. He continues to redefine the space industry with the rapid and cost-effective delivery of innovative, high-quality technology. As for 2022, Beck says Rocket Lab has a year packed with many missions, including the first launch from New Zealand to the moon for NASA. This Kiwi entrepreneur's dream is taking him and us to new space frontiers. Bold visionary leadership indeed, from a boy from Invercargill.
So congratulations to our visionary leader. We're very fortunate to have Peter with us right now, joining us. So Peter, tēnā koe, thank you, congratulations. And can you tell us about your passion and how you made it into this incredible business?
Oh gosh, I mean, it's like anything. It's you know, the 15-year overnight success. So you know, look, I started the company in New Zealand in 2006, and then in 2009 we sent our first rocket into space, not into orbit. And then it wasn't really until sort of 2013, 2014 where I went to Silicon Valley to raise the capital required for a project, the Electron project, which was an incredibly ambitious project. And you know, but fast forward to 2017, we had our first launch. In 2018, we had launched a bunch of times by then. By 2019, we were the fourth most frequently launched rocket in the world. And then 2020, we started our space systems division where we actually build spacecraft and satellite as well. And just today we were awarded one of the largest satellite constellations that's out there being procured at the moment. So yeah, it's been and continues to be a pretty wild ride.
Well, double congratulations for that as well. And you did mention being ambitious, but what else do you think has been critical to Rocket Lab's success?
Well, I mean, a company is never one person, right? I mean, if you look at Rocket Lab, really there's a few fundamentals that I think have been key to the success of the company, and the first one is the people in it. The talent bar at Rocket Lab is extraordinarily high, and everybody here, every engineer, scientist, technician, are really the most incredible people on the planet. So. You can have all the vision you want and all the ambition you want, but at the end of the day, it takes a huge team, a really dedicated team at the absolute top of their game, to pull something of this scale off in a really, really challenging industry. Hugely
challenging. And you talked about your team. How does the team at Rocket Lab continue to stay ahead of your competitors?
Yeah, well, look, we run fast. We're not afraid of really taking on huge projects, and the vision from day one and the direction that we were going to take this company has been super clear. So we've been running ever since, and we live by a number of values, and one of those is to always be incredibly innovative and push the boundaries of what others might deem to be possible and not. And we also have an incredibly strong culture here of just excellence amongst everybody, and we have no offices at Rocket Lab. It's an environment where there's just free flowing communication and just the minimal hierarchy possible, just so that at the end of the day, the best decision, the best engineering always wins.
Kia ora, and thank you for those insights to your inspiration. And can we ask where to from here with Rocket Lab, and what can we expect to see in 2022 and beyond?
Yeah, so I mean, we joke at Rocket Lab, like a year at Rocket Lab is like dog's years. 1 year at Rocket Lab is like 3 years everywhere else.
Or pandemic years.
Yeah, or pandemic years, yeah. So in 1 year's time, it's kind of hard to predict. But I mean, what I will say is that every year Rocket Lab has doubled in size. Last year we were sort of 550, 600 staff. This year we're 1,100 staff. So if you map the company's trajectory, pretty much every year we'll double in size, and we have some incredibly ambitious missions. We have a moon mission launching later this year. We were awarded 2 missions from NASA to build some spacecraft to orbit Mars, launching in 2024, and a really, really large satellite constellation build that we just won. So if you look at the company and including all of the subsidiaries that we've recently acquired, we have more than 1,000 spacecraft or spacecraft components on orbit, in the period of the time that the company's been running.
Incredible, and I see what you did there with the trajectory. You're heading to space and beyond, but it is really our honour to congratulate you and to celebrate you as a visionary leader. And mihi ana ke a koe. Thank you so much for spending time with us, Peter Beck.
Thank you so much.